Hello, IK. All right, I'm going to do your spiritual healing now. So you have a really good lineup here, and you had a really cool story you shared with me about an amethyst experience. So you're wanting to connect more with your spirit guides, learn more of who I truly am, searching for my life purpose, develop spiritually and seeking guidance, understand more of how this universe works. That's what you're trying to accomplish at this point in your life. You want me to explore your spiritual atmosphere and see what aspects require healing. I'm just going to relax now, and then I'll connect with you in spirit, see what spirit has to share, okay? There's beautiful deep sound that I hear. There is the experience of like sitting on beach and sand, and it's night, and there's not necessarily a full moon or not a full moon, but it's not cold out, it's not hot, there's a breeze, the ocean waves are dark. There's a really beautiful deep sound that I hear, and there's a deep sound of deep thought and contemplation, and it's of a spiritual nature. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful scene because of the deep connection with the sounds of nature, the appearance of nature, even the depths of the universe and the dark night sky. It just really brings out the deep qualities of what this feels like. And I don't know what creates this low noise that I'm hearing, this deep low noise. Maybe a string instrument, really low or bassy, making it is beautiful. Whatever it is very beautiful to me. I love it. There is a female coming towards you. She is coming out of some sort of mist upon the ocean waves. She comes from the mist on the ocean waves. She's glowing. She's in some sort of, I don't know how to describe this, but it's cloth pieces kind of blowing in the wind. She is reaching her hand out to you. She looks at you. When she looks at you, she looks into you. She doesn't look at you as who are you on the outside? What do your eyes look like? What's your nose? Where's your mouth? She's looking into you. It's really deep the way that she is looking into you. She's reaching her hand out to you. There is no words spoken from you or from her. There are only actions. And there's an energetic communication going on here. Again, it is of the sound of, it's deep. It's very deep. And I'm just following it right now. She closes her eyes as she waits for you to reach your hand back to hers. Your hearts are quite the same, but also different. You both resonate with that deep spiritual sound, but there is something different about your hearts. She is patient. She glows in a way that's really extraordinary. She seems to understand something more already that you are exploring within yourself to meet each other eye to eye. That's what the difference is in the heartbeats. But you are both, it's quite a connection here. She's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. Her patience, her glow, her deep spiritual side, the gestures that she shares without words, she's amazing. She's incredible. When I examine you, you acknowledge her presence, but you're also really continuing to feel around, and you really want more answers to this. You can only find them from looking within. You can listen to 1,000 people talk about spiritual wisdom, but in the end, you have to find it within yourself to truly comprehend it. And some part of you knows this. It is only you here looking at the tide again. There's nothing wrong with you not having held her hand or stood up. In a way, it could have been a mirage, something to that effect, but it was balanced, and there was a balanced interaction taking place between you both, and it was of love. It was totally of love and understanding, and patience as well. It was totally honorable and respectful. It was beautiful. And I love how you're honoring your feelings too. You know she's beautiful. You know she's of a high caliber. You know these things, but you also know that you need to find something deep within you. There's something still you're looking for. You're standing up on the beach now. You're smiling to yourself. You're stretching. There's something more human about the experience, not the deep spiritual contemplative man, but actually feeling a lot more in the human way of things and actually ready to embrace this female more. They show me a shift in the scene where you are laying down and there's a beautiful smiling face looking back at you. You're both laying down together. And it's so easy to embrace. It's so easy to take it in. It's so easy to feel love. It's so easy to even feel enchanted as well. But again, I continue to go back to this feeling in your heart, and it really wants something. I'm telling you, you're looking for something. This has nothing to do with relationships, this feeling. It has everything to do with you. You really want to conquer a certain experience or a certain feeling. You really want to conquer higher awareness, but you can only do it from going within yourself. You have to go within yourself to accomplish it. You can still feel love. You can still feel connection. You can still feel joy. And it is real. It's totally real and enchanting. But you keep getting pulled into, I really want to do this self-learning journey. And it's big. They're relaxing the scene more. There's the words love. Sit. There are little legs running on the beach, and it's more like early morning or something of that kind. Little bodies. And they're really, I don't know, this baby just had to have started learning how to walk, and it's really kind of goofy in how it's moving the legs, and but it's totally on the move. Excuse me. Little legs that are totally on the move. But they haven't quite gotten their stability yet. There's going to be some plopping down on the sand here. But there's two sets of little legs. One's really little, baby, maybe 10 months old or something. There's something like a really early learner on how to walk and then run. And then this other one is maybe 2 years old or something. But they're just little legs like that. And they're feeling the sand in their toes. The ecstasy of their little bodies is like so much joy and happiness and excitement to feel the sand and be running on the beach and the sounds of the waves and so many curiosities like all at one time, and like a massive inner explosion of birds, ocean, sand in my toes, running around. I'm gonna, chase me. I mean, there's just so much happiness. It's like a puppy dog, just cannot control itself. Like, so happy to see you, it just pees. It's just, there's just so much, overwhelming joy here in this. Everything is awesome. I love it because I can even hear their little sounds, just these squealing noises and just laughter noises and just so much happiness. It feels really like a grounded family experience. It's amazing. Because that deep sound is associated with this as well. It's got quite a wisdom related to it. It's like two really incredibly wise parents that are young as human beings, but yet they are still old in heart and soul and mind, and they experience love too in this way, and they experience the completion of a relationship. There's just they feel balanced together. These two little creations, they just allow them to experience, and as they allow them to experience, they themselves feel there are no thoughts in their heads, there's no questions in their minds. They just hold each other's hands and just watch, and they just smile, and they have such a deep sound to them of knowing. It's beautiful. How deep can you go? It's really beautiful. It's really sincere. They show me this female, her hair blowing in the wind. She's got something of a red dress on. She's absolutely beautiful. She's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, she has very beautiful, long, dark hair. Her skin is just so beautiful. Her face is beautiful. She's standing on the beach, and it's like you're looking at a goddess, even though she's just a female, a woman. You love her in a very deep way. It's not superficial. It's not, wow, she's hot. It's with so much respect and so much depth and such a deep love and understanding, and it crosses ages, it crosses incarnations, it crosses time. It's extraordinarily spiritual, experiencing human bodies that are youthful and creating life even. And it's a moment of just awe, gratitude, reverence of her. There's patience here. It's interesting because her style it feels like she is in the balance or in the oneness. Her needs it feels like her needs are met, and her spiritual needs feel met, whereas yours are developing. You're still igniting that energy engine of self-discovery. You're still wanting to go deeper. You're wanting to feel deeper, understand more deeply. And I feel that within you. I can't say that somehow there's just a tiny little flicker of understanding that she has reached a moment where she feels at peace with her spirituality, or in balance with it, or I don't know how to define it. And so for you, there's some joy you feel inside your heart that this has happened for her, and a longing within your own heart to reach such a state of being as well. But you're not necessarily impatient or I want that. It's an acceptance of all things happen in time. I'm telling you, extremely wise, extremely amazing souls, extremely old, ancient souls in youthful human bodies, these deep, extraordinary sounds, extraordinarily high awareness. It's I don't, how do we paint that picture? It's amazing for me to feel and experience it. There's no sounds. They do not talk to each other, but yet they do. Their energies are speaking to each other constantly. Their eyes speak to each other. They don't necessarily have to speak in a language for them to understand each other's needs or where each other is at, spiritually or just as human beings. It just seems like there's these really beautiful, deep moments. But they can also be really sweet human moments too. They're relaxing me. There's some shift going on here. There is an experience of being a female with a head on your chest. You're hearing your heartbeat. It's a cozy feeling. Again, that deep sound associated with it. It's this very beautiful female here. Again, it's that extraordinary knowing. Extraordinarily deep, extraordinary, impressive souls. It's quiet. Neither is speaking, but yet so much is being shared. We don't know necessarily what she is thinking about, but your thoughts are deep. And then sometimes they aren't as deep. It's just a moment of relaxation together, feeling each other's bodies close to one another. And it's really just kind of a normal, relaxing moment. But it's deep in thought, though, too. Some sort of energy. I'm doing some energy work on you to pull. Specifically, there's some sort of congestion here I'm pulling out. It's just below the rib cage. The form is, I mean, it's just a glob of dark energy. It's kind of looks like in the intestines. It's not very long. Maybe 2 feet long. I'm just pulling it out. There's more energy coming out of that region. This just looks more like liquid. I mean, there's something of a different scene here. I'm pulling all this stuff out of that region, and I see you actually shackled up. Arms like that, just you're shackled up like that. And then hanging. Your body is. I've been pulling this sort of energy out of that space, as I've been called to do, and now they're showing me something new here. You are in a state of feeling defeated. You can't leave. You're shackled. There's nowhere you're gonna go. And you feel captured or caught. You feel sad inside. I don't necessarily feel fear or terror over just it's finally come to this, and there's grief. And exhaustion as well associated with it. They're allowing me to unshackle you. So I have done that, and now you are standing on your feet. You are looking one way and then looking the other. It's kind of a dungeon scene in here. These shackles though suspended you up so your feet could not touch the ground. But now your feet are on the ground and your arms are no longer in shackles. But you're not going anywhere. You're not fleeing. You're just... It's dirt. The ground is cold. And it's cement feeling. It's very cold and dirty. I'm pulling energy out of... So you have eyes here in the hands, but you also have them on the bottom of the feet. And so I'm pulling energy out of both of the soles of your feet. And you're sitting down, and then you're showing me your feet. On the bottom of your feet, I'm pulling them out. They literally look like pine trees. Like, I can't believe how big they are. I mean, it's an infinite space, so they could be the size of an entire forest of pine trees. But I'm just pulling them out. They look like, here's a pine tree, here's a pine tree. Covered in dark energy. Just pull it out of the soles of your feet. There's more energy coming out this sort of gut region. It's sort of like a whale or something actually choosing to jump out on its own accord. You're laying down completely on this cold ground. You're not, fine, the ground's cold. You're not focusing on that at all. It means nothing to you. You are just doing this exposing so I can pull this stuff out of you. It's like I'm doing it. It's interesting. It's kind of like if we were, excuse me, if we were face to face and I had sort of a working energy table or something. Lay you down on it. You're exposing your body to me in order to do energy work on you in the physical realm. So right now I'm doing energy work on you spiritually. It's just I would have to do it spiritually whether we were together or whether we were at a great distance. Doesn't matter. If I'm there or I'm at a distance, I still do the work spiritually no matter what. But that's what it's like here, you laying down and just you're opening your body up to have me remove energy blocks and such. So I am. There is an angelic reflection coming down here. It literally has kind of a... I don't know how to define the face. It's a little distorted. It's coming through what looks like water, but it's white sort of illumination light, creating wings and then a sort of a gown and then face and then sort of a halo of light coming out. That the face looks kind of distorted and it's got kind of a Jesus reflection. I mean, Jesus too was tortured. There's something of you having been tortured as well. But this distorted face is kind of strange. I want to say it's a female angel, but it has this sort of male face, and it does. It has kind of a Jesus reflection to it. And it's not... the light is kind of like water falling, is what it's kind of like. No matter what you look like, Angel, I can feel the energy, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy to be in your presence. I'm just overjoyed to see you. That's how awesome the energy is. I don't care what you look like. Thank you for coming here. Oh my gosh, where have you been? That's what it feels like. It's a blessing from heaven. It's grace of God. I don't know how you define it. I never asked for an angel, and yet the angel came. There's more to this image than they're sharing with me. All I can do is describe what I see. The angel is doing work on you. Quite a lot. It's just sort of, you see a chakra system and there's different sort of weapons coming out of each one. Just literally popped out like a Pop-Tart out of the toaster. It just popped. They just popped all the way out and then they just popped into the air. Gone. More release out of the chakras. I mean, they're specifically focusing on chakras. There's more. This is something pretty big from deep within. It's so dense and so big that it's not a light body, so to speak. I could pull a whale out, right, of the size of a human body, infinite space, but it's as light as air, and it has a density to it, but it can come out, right? This is stuck. It's almost like you're too physical, and it is as physical as you, and I can't pull it out. There's too much physicalness. I have to alter its density so it can come out. It's really big. So we're just going to be patient. Your heart's beating and you're feeling really uncomfortable. You're feeling scared even. You're starting to have feelings of fear. Starting to have feelings of awareness of something, of where you are already. Why are you wanting to lay down in this creepy, dingy dungeon? It's cold and dirty and gross, and you're starting to feel how cold your feet are. You're starting to feel how exhausted your body is. You're starting to feel how much pain is in your shoulders from that suspended experience. Your entire body weight you're starting to feel now. You were totally numb to it, just walking around like you just didn't care, right? It's good that you're able to feel. You're able to discern more wisdom when you can feel. They're saying to please relax and allow yourself to feel. And don't clench up when you start feeling. Because when you clench up, it makes it much harder for energy to move about. And then the energy gets clenched up too. And then it gets hard for it to release when it needs to be released. And in this case, you literally... You just, I'm in a freaky dungeon and I'm discovering that I have been shackled here and I'm feeling pain and I'm starting to, oh, wow, starting to realize this. And then I'm discovering a super thing underneath the skin of you, trying to pull it up and out. It's massive, whatever it is, but you're kind of like, freaking out and you're cold now and you're you're just clenching up. And so it too is just... I can't get it out of you. You have to relax. You have to relax. You have to allow me to get in there and help you. Or you have to relax and allow it to just come out naturally. Allow yourself to allow this stuff to come out. You're still, they're showing me you feel such a way. It's kind of a fish out of a water kind of feeling, and it distorts your ability to feel the safety or be able to relax so we can get it out. I mean, all I can do is just be patient with you and just be there with you and let you know that it's safe and that it is okay, and this isn't going to hurt as bad. I mean, we're kind of in the terror zone, so I can't blame you from feeling terror. But it's only the illusion. It's masking the truth. It's preventing you from feeling the freedom. You can feel far freer when you relax and just trust. You have to just relax and trust. Just relax and trust. You want me to take you somewhere else. You don't want to be in this space anymore. And I say, well, I'm glad to hear that. Where would you like to go? I'm inspired to allow you to be in this bed with this female because you were so peaceful there. And it was really natural too. You're definitely noticing something is... You're not... it's harder for you to feel the coziness of the moment with her, and you're starting to feel kind of a rumbliness through your energy field that you don't know what it is, and it's kind of freaking you out. I'm saying let her hold your hand. She'll tell you it's okay, and you can trust her. She really does know that it's going to be okay. Allow yourself to look into her eyes and see that what she shares is the truth. So you look into her eyes and she looks into yours. That low noise is developing, and Things are shifting and changing. We're still working on pulling this out. It's coming out as like just one enormous squid or octopus. I mean, it's absolutely enormous, like size of an elephant. It's coming out of you. You're continuing to look into her eyes and trust. You're feeling shook up like nobody's business, but you're just holding on to her hand and continuing to look into her eyes, not feel, and you're just allowing yourself to just trust her. And as you do that, there's a continuation of these still coming out. I can't define if they're coming out of the heart portal or just below the rib cage. They're just so massive. It's coming out in that region. You're shaking and shivering and you're kind of ghostly white, but it's getting easier and easier and you're getting lighter. There's a little baby one coming out now. It's almost like, do we finally get through the parade of massive, enormous, like giant octopuses or something? There's more here. There's something else going on here. There's some sort of darker scene. I mean, a man with a really large axe. I mean, it's a massive one. It's not like for cutting down trees. It's for like cutting off heads. He's walking towards you. He's got kind of an alien. He's got a different shaped head and some spikes on his head. He's got this axe and he's coming towards you with it, and then he's going to use it and just chop you right in the gut with it. You're forced to be on this table and you're shivering and shaking and you're in terror. They show me that it was just a mirror of reflection. It was all illusion. And trying to promote you to be afraid of something that wasn't real. It's pretty overwhelming for me. I mean, you're still feeling... they're showing you that it is just a mirror and it's not real. You have to trust that it is not real. It's just an illusion of reality. It's not actually real. And then you're showing me that you're still really overwhelmed and it feels too real to not be real. And I'm showing you again, you're back at the scene with the female. She's holding your hand and she's looking into your eyes. She's helping you to find peace and relax and trust. There's some sort of other glob of something coming out now. There's some sort of odd... There's something healing in the mind region. You feel disoriented as that is releasing out. You feel exhausted. You're wondering what the heck just happened. You're starting to come to your human senses and you're starting to feel more like yourself. And you're like, what just happened? I feel like I don't even know where I was right there. But I'm starting to be myself again. They want you to know that you purged out some extremely enormous, massive energy weights, and with them comes reflections of terror and fear that is so dense and concentrated that it could only be real, right? That it has to be just real, right? No, they say you are releasing fears and terrors of extreme lifetimes, extreme memories, extreme soul energies, extreme moments. They feel so real, but they are, you have to trust that they are an illusion of they're healing you. They're actually healing you. I always describe these moments because I get them. And I've been, it's kind of like Ascension energy. And I always describe these moments the same every single time. It feels like it's like when you get really nauseous and you're going to throw up. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to puke, I'm going to puke, I'm going to puke, I'm going to puke. And then you puke and it feels gross. It feels terrible. And there's such a reality to it. And you cannot deny that you feel terrible and you're puking right now. This is the same, but on a spiritual level. It's like you've caught a spiritual flu is what it feels like. And you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I'm going to puke, I'm going to puke. And you barf it out and you keep puking and you feel really disturbed for several days. And then it starts to fade away and it's like, oh, what was that? I feel like myself again, but that was not right. I don't like that. They're saying that you must have had some of these experiences, or you may develop sensitivities to having them. I'm a sensitive person. I've been feeling them. So if you happen to have them, you need to know that wisdom, okay? A lot of people need to hear that wisdom over and over and over again, because they are absolutely extreme spiritual vomit moments, and they're terrible. But you'll get through it. You'll be on the other side, and just trust, okay? When you look into those eyes, they look back at you. They're sharing love and help to get you through what just feels really confusing. They call that a spiritual journey. They call that human awakening. They call that human ascension. It's not as fun, and it's not a day at the park. It can be difficult too. So allow yourself to trust, okay? I'm telling you, you're starting to feel more like yourself. There's a relaxation. They're starting to pull me away from you. So I'm not able to share any other wisdom. I'm just disconnecting from you right now. So that's what they have to share with you. So thank you for that experience. Be curious to see what you have to say about that. That was some really extraordinary wisdom. And I think it's just outright great wisdom for anybody who watches the video, but it's really geared. It's your wisdom. It's for your soul. It's for your journey. That doesn't mean we aren't all having similar type experiences. We couldn't relate to each other. So it really means a lot to have this experience with your soul, and then to be able to share it openly on YouTube so other people can start to learn and grow and develop from the wisdom that we're all experiencing, or we can all relate to each other. I can't come up with you're extraordinary. You need to know you really extraordinary soul, okay? And so that's part of what you need to know about yourself. So all right, so that's all I can share with you, and thank you for exploring this work with me. For those of you watching, if you're interested in experiencing spiritual healing or psychic wisdom, please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.